Howdy, my name's Andy, Kilo 5 Papa Oscar, and welcome to Airwaves Amateur Radio. Have you thought to yourself, gosh, FT8 is 4 times slower than what I need to do? And then have you also thought to yourself, FT4 is at least 2 times slower than what I need to do? Well, someone else has too. Let's talk about FT2. Thanks for joining me. FT2. So I saw a tweet today um, from, I think it was DX World or something. FT2, 2 times faster than FT4. I'm like, all right. And honestly, I'll say this. If you haven't used FT4 and you're all in on the FT8 game all the time, especially in situations where signal to noise is not much of a concern, first, you've got to give FT4 a try. It's about twice as fast as FT8. You can absolutely knock out those QSOs. Again, in situations where signal to noise is not an absolute disaster, it's the way to go. I mean, why spend twice the time for the same QSO? You're not going to be having an in-depth conversation anyway. It's a WSJT-X mode. Just make the QSO. Especially in contests. FT4, field day, much better. Anyway, FT2. Well, apparently someone thought FT4 still wasn't fast enough. That someone is India United 8 Lima Mike Charlie, who's apparently the lead developer of FT2. FT2 is an WSJT-X fork. It's a fork of the 3.0 software. Let's take a look here. Found this website. Is it official? I have no idea. I just heard of this today. Apparently, some QSOs were first confirmed just a couple of days ago, although it says the project was launched back in November. Oh, no, wait. Project launched. The project was launched in the future. It was launched this upcoming November. Let's hope that's a typo and not a sign of things to come. Okay, got some technical documentation here. FT2 India United 8 Lima Mike Charlie. Again, he's the proprietor of this software, or the developer, it sounds like, of the fork. It does sound like, I think from what I read, it was in a primarily AI coded fork of WSJT-X's current release candidate. The fastest digital mode ever created. That sounds promising. I like fast. I like fun. That sounds cool. First contact in the world completed just a couple of days ago. Today is February 18. This is February 19. So this was just this past Monday. The first contacts were completed. 3.8 second cycles to complete a QSO. All right. Complete QSO in just 11 seconds. That does sound pretty awesome. 4 times faster than FT8, 2 times faster than FT4. Verified contacts in 40 to 80 meters just a couple of days ago. And they give some examples of the QSOs they had. Nice. Technical specifications. Bandwidth of 150 hertz. 8 tones. Here they're comparing I guess they're comparing FT4, yeah, to FT2 here, okay. It's a fork of WSJT-X v3.0.0 release candidate 1. Okay. And they're saying their sensitivity is down to negative 13, negative 12 to 13 dBs. Okay. Okay, so we got a little chart here. Let's check this chart out. FT2 technical analysis. We show time versus bandwidth versus sensitivity. So as we see here, we see longer transmission times from FT8, less with FT4, less yet with FT2, and then the sensitivity in terms of signal to noise goes down. FT8, of the FTs, your best signal to noise tool at negative 21 dB, down to negative 17.5 for FT4, which is really good. And you really don't, as often as you might think, need the additional couple of dBs of FT8. And down to 12.5 for FT2, so quite a bit less. So we're getting out of the sort of out of the weak signal mode. But again, it appears they're trying to use the technology, but really build it for speed. QSO speed comparison. Here's the big deal. So you got a 60-second QSO time, equating to roughly 60 QSOs an hour for FT8. 30-second QSO time, equating to 120 QSOs per hour for FT4, way down for total QSO time of 11 seconds, up to 240 QSOs an hour at FT2. So that's a big deal, especially in the contest world or the DXpedition world. If you got better signal to noise ratio for a DXpedition, ideally maybe they'd start moving down to even something like an FT2, perhaps once it gets out of its experimental nature. Still, it's good to see more and more DXpeditions embracing FT4, and hopefully as operators that maybe aren't on a DXpedition, like myself, it's important that we embrace it too. They won't go there unless we're there, waiting for them. Or, to be fair, if they go there, we will try to go there, but it's best if we both go there. All right, full comparison here of FT8, FT4, FT2 has us at the transmit receive total cycles, 15 seconds down to 7.5 transmit cycle, 3.8 seconds for FT2. Looking at the table here, it appears FT2 is closer to FT8 in many ways. FT8 and FT2 both have a modulation of 8 GFSK. FT4 is different. FT8, FT2 both have an 8 tone, whereas FT4 has 4. Interesting. Same 13 character free text for all three of them. Fox and Hound bandwidth is increased threefold from FT8, to be expected. Still, it's pretty conservative on bandwidth yet. I'm unsure what the clock accuracy might be trying to tell me. Within 200, I think it's saying within plus or minus 200 milliseconds will work for FT8, plus or minus 100 milliseconds for FT4, plus or minus 50 milliseconds clock accuracy for FT2. Okay, I guess this makes sense, right? So we're saying it's so much faster that we don't have as much wiggle room with our clock accuracy. I suppose that makes sense, because if our clock's off, a little bit more, we could miss more of the QSOs since the QSOs are happening so rapidly for FT2. That's interesting. That might be one to look at as we, get a little deeper into this or embrace this thing. And more and more users get onto it. If we see those issues, hey, I'm not getting my QSOs, it's not working, I'm not getting my decodes, clock accuracy probably, well, it's 4 times more important than FT8. Some use cases in beta test, DXpeditions and Fox and Hound, like we were talking about, that certainly makes sense. Digital contests, certainly going to be competitive with RTTY, although FT4 is already competitive with RTTY. Open propagation, yeah, when things are flowing, might as well use speed. VHF, UHF, strong signals. Okay, that's interesting. Like maybe it might be good for 6 meters when you have a really good 6 meter opening. That's a good call. When not to use FT2 beta test, join us. We're looking for beta testers to experiment with FT2 on the air. Blah, blah. Yeah, it looks like they use Claude's, or Anthropic's Claude tool to develop this. They do have a WhatsApp group, I guess, for the beta testers. I saw that earlier today. And honestly, like, I don't want to join a WhatsApp group about this sort of thing. This might be better like as a group site, IO or something like that. I don't really want like a chat about a program I'm messing around with. Maybe some do. Doesn't sound compelling to me. FT2 is real, tested, and made in Italy. The fastest digital mode in the history of amateur radio. That's cool. That's cool. Well, hey, awesome. Hey, well, let's let's try it out. Let's see if we can make this work. I grabbed the from this hampass.com. So hopefully, this is all very rapidly developing, so I've not got much time to research this. Hopefully this is not like a piece of spyware or something, or going to install a Trojan on my workstation that just mines in Bitcoin instead of QSOs. But it could be. I don't know. All right, so we've got the software downloaded here. Let's just give her a go. Yep. I know. Playing with fire here. See if I can get a BSOD while I'm trying to record this. Hopefully not. Well, I tried to. Did I not click the run anyway? Oh. Okay. This is a pre-release version of Deconium 3 FT8 3.0 made available for testing purposes. By design, it will be non-functional after April 30, 2026. Okay, interesting. Is it grabbing my config file from my pre-existing installation? It must have. Okay. Fatal error, multiple instances must. Okay, I think that was because I tried to click it again or something. Maybe. Okay, it appears it already grabbed my settings from my existing WSJT-X installation. So that makes it easy. Okay, we got the software up. I'm not getting any audio in, but that's because Smart SDR is not open. So nothing is feeding through my DAX panel into WSJT-X. What do they call it? Deconium or something? Deconium. Deconium 3. All right. Let's go ahead and open up Smart SDR here. Good. Put that over here. All right, we're already in the WSJT-X profile. Let me pull back on the power a bit here so we don't blow anything up. Getting some hashy stuff on WSJT-X. I'm not sure what's going on there. Some local RFI or something, it looks like. Nasty stuff. I'm assuming they pre-populated the optimum frequencies. But that's just your standard FT8 frequency, right? Oh, our mode is FT8. We need to go, okay, all right. Here we go. Mode, FT2. Uh-oh, no frequencies are populated. All right, well, let's let's just try to search. This is so brand new. I don't think anyone's really see. I don't want to join the WhatsApp thing, but this is where it would be useful since they're apparently only putting their documentation on a WhatsApp group. It'd be super useful to have it on like a GitHub or just like a groups.io or something like that. Again, I don't want to join your WhatsApp group. You're gonna make me do it. I don't want to do it. So let's just try an FT8 QSO to see if my settings otherwise are operational. Where's good? Good, good. All right, let's try this. I got 5 watts, 1.38 SWR, all fine and dandy. I mean, I'm getting decodes. I assume it works just fine. I'm guessing they didn't mess with the FT8 configuration stuff anyway, so it probably just works as normal. And the colors are kind of tweaking with me. Everyone kind of has their own WSJT-X color scheme, or at least a lot of people seem to. I do. Looking at one that looks different is messing with my mind a little bit here. See, this is on an off-center fed dipole here right now in this configuration. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do a quick test on FT8, and then I remembered this is the reason they developed this thing. FT8's slow. Okay, well we don't need to mess with this. I'm getting decodes, I'm getting transmits sent to the transceiver. That's the key configuration stuff. It's really just the FT2 stuff. Just don't know where I'm supposed to do it. So you have the frequencies in here by mode. We got our FT8 frequencies, we got our FT4 frequencies, a bunch of the other ones. They did not program FT2 frequencies in here yet. So that would have been helpful. But perhaps they're trying to leave it maximally experimental, and as such, just obviously you can operate FT8 really anywhere for that matter on the band. It doesn't really matter. But obviously having those predefined frequencies gives a clear hub of operation that helps both keep the band in order, but also helps keep people from having to hunt around the whole band to find one of these QSO, one of these protocols to operate with. Perhaps all this hash around the band is other dudes operating FT2 and creating a mess. I doubt it, but it could be. All right, I found on dxzone.com FT2 operating frequencies, current test calling points. Below are the frequencies used by testers for FT2 activity. All right, I need to go to 40 meters, 7.05 dose. 7.052. Let's just park it right there. Let's one in the middle. Okay, I'm FT2. Just start fresh here. It looks like I am getting some decodes. Yeah, okay, I'm getting some decodes. They aren't messing around. It is happening fast. Well, hey, let's just let's throw abandon to the wind and call CQ here. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, it's really fast. Right now I'm running 10 watts. Okay, this is pretty awesome actually. Let's go back to CQ. Blistering 10-watt signal here, calling CQ on FT2 for the first time. Getting ignored for the first time as well. It was bound to happen. Oscar November 6 Alpha Alpha. Do you hear us? Negative 12.5 dBs or better. So far, no. Got 22 watts going here. It is not enough. My antenna is not enough. Oh no, he's coming back. He's coming back. Gave me a negative 12, so I'm right at the signal to noise ratio that is possible within. I'm gonna go a bit more power to try to make sure I'm getting that last dB or two that I need to break the threshold for FT2 decode. I may not be. I'm giving him a negative 10, so he's got a couple dBs to play with here coming my way. looks like it may not be happening with Oscar November 6 Alpha Alpha, but hey, I would call this a success. All right, so we made a couple of FT2 QSOs. Brand new mode, just heard about it today. Pretty wild stuff. It is rapid. Those first couple of QSOs where they copied me a little better. The first one had me at -8. The second one had me at -7. So well within the signal to noise ratio of the design parameters here. In that situation, absolutely, the QSO was over before I was even certain it had started. Really, really fast. It truly is wildly fast. A couple other stations didn't copy me. One had a busted QSO in there. I was right at that signal to noise ratio line. So to be expected, but also kind of maybe a frustration you might see more frequently in this FT2 world than you might in FT4 or certainly in FT8. But the speed is there. Does it work? It works. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool stuff. Hey, thanks for joining me on this little trial here of FT2. Let me know. If you try it out yourself, download and try it out yourself. See what you think of it. Let me know. Hey, if you watched this and enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Sincerely makes a big difference, and I would certainly appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Take care, 73. Be well.